My name is Erika, and this is my national issue speech for COMS 211. And this is my audience. And at least 5 of them are over the age of 18. Oh, I didn't get Hallie in it. Once again. Okay. All right. The Great Melting Pot is come to be known throughout the years. America is a proud country that represents all ethnicities in a singular nation. For years, people have come to America in search of starting over and achieving the American dream. Peoples from all nations and different tongues flood the borders of America. But the problem is when hopefuls do not enter it legally. For too long, this country has provided illegal immigrants with necessary resources to drain the government of its taxpayer dollars. It's fine to come to a different country and not know the language. The problem is when you come to this country and expect the government of this country to pay for your education in a different language. Another increasingly problematic issue is whenever an illegal immigrant of a country expects the country to supply them with teachers to teach subjects in a different language. Whenever someone is an illegal immigrant, it is not that country's taxpayers' responsibility to educate them in a language other than that of the country's. This has become quite the controversy, especially in the state of Florida, where Hispanic parents have required that the state supply the schooling system with Spanish-taught classes for their children who do not speak English. Though it is impractical and inconvenient that these children are not versed in English, providing a Spanish alternative would not help the children in any way, but would rather foster ignorance and prevent students from ever learning the English language. On a monetary level, funding a bilingual education for Spanish-speaking students in Florida alone is costing taxpayers nearly $4 billion a year, and an average of $12 billion a year in the entirety of America. This money goes toward ensuring that Hispanic students are taught the exact same courses that English students are taught, but in a different language. These dollars and cents, taken out of Floridian taxes alone, are phenomenal. They represent outrageous amounts of governmental spending on people who do not even pay money to the government from which it comes from. With all the millions of dollars wasted in Florida alone, the government could have funded or better allocated this money to programs other than education. These taxpayers' dollars could have provided for better health care or social security programs for those. Okay. And even if it were to be left in the education system, it could have increased the value of education for economically deprived schools and have for better educators for students and families who adhere to the protocols of this country. Time after time, studies prove that children retain language and have a better comprehension of foreign languages whenever they are forced to learn, rather than being coddled by a system. Studies demonstrate that people in general learn a language better as a child as compared to an adult. Being a part of classes with English-speaking children provides Spanish students with ample opportunities to immerse themselves in a language that they don't know. Not only will Spanish students learn how to speak English in a colloquial setting, but it will also dissolve borders and lines between races at an early stage. If you were to travel to a different country, such as Japan, without knowing the native tongue, Japan would not provide you with a public school to teach you the exact same classes in your native tongue. Anywhere you look, no other country does this except for America. For example, when my father came to America, he did not know the language. But rather than putting himself in a Japanese culture, he removed himself and came here only knowing the 3 phrases, I must have, I need, and I want. He taught himself English by immersing himself in the culture, by watching TV and reading newspapers, until eventually now he can speak both languages fluently. Even if my father, as a grown man, can do this, the government does not have to pay for a separate education system. Overall, it becomes evident that the school systems and boards do not need to allocate funding for English as a second language programs whenever all factors are taken into consideration. Whenever foreign students immigrate to America and are enrolled in a public school system, it is absurd to assume and demand that the country provide classes taught in their native language. Statistics prove, time and time again, that it is possible to learn English the English language without as much padding in the grades that there is right now. To fund Spanish-speaking courses in an English school system would be an absurdity and a gross misuse of governmental funding. Thank you.